times have you wanted to hit me but restrained yourself? I think that's a fair question.
Good question. Also not a good question. Hear me out.
Because you never have, except for that time you pushed me down the stairs. But every other time you... What?
Yeah, no.
You didn't push me down the stairs, and I told the EMT guy.
Unbelievable.
Wait, no, but seriously, like how, and be honest with me, like how often do I anger you to the point where you're like, I could fucking hit this woman right now?
Not often.
Not often.
No.
A handful of times in the last 17 years. Oh, see your
Absolutely.
eyelids twitching right now. The under eyelids twitching. I can see it.
Yeah, that's nothing to do with the question.
No? You don't
No.
think it's bothering you?
No.
Okay.
No. But the answer is, yeah, a handful of times I've, of course, wanted to throw you off a balcony. Sure.
Okay, so I think this is a good question because I don't know how many of you have been in a long-term relationship, but I feel like most of the time, if you are in a long-term relationship, you will have your fair share of fights and arguments, and it will be sometimes maddeningly angry when you have those arguments. Why am I with this person? That kind of stuff, right? But I can't think of a time where I felt that kind of level of hate or anger toward my significant other. I'm not trying to say Tom Segura is the same as me. I'm just trying to say I feel like that's a general feeling amongst men. Correct me if I'm wrong, you men out there. Have you felt the need to just Ike Turner up in there? I feel like that's a different breed of man that does stuff like that. And I think a big reason for that is I let me know what you think, but I feel like, at least for me, I feel like violence in that way, what she is talking about, is a much darker road than I think most men want to be on. I could you imagine like that happening between them? What do you think would happen to Tom? And I know it sounds selfish to say it like that, like, oh, what about her? She's the victim. Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just trying to say, like, that guy's going away. He's getting locked up. His career's over. You get to see the look on his kid's face, on his wife's face, his family's faces, his own face. It would. I know. I'm not trying to side with the man. I'm just trying to say there are so many layers in the way of that. there's so many layers in between reason and what she's saying. I know what's funny. I know I'm ruining a joke. I get it. That concept's an interesting concept to me. It's just so many layers. Okay, last thought. Her talk about his eye twitching when she was bringing that subject up. I just want to bring this up really quick. I'm gonna be raw and honest with you guys. I don't know how to. I'm traversing these waters right now, so I'm gonna talk to you. I totally. I've been in those situations many times where I'm thinking something or not thinking something, and then my significant other will be like, "Are you thinking that thing?" Because she'll like read my face or take tone out of what I'm saying or whatever. And I just couldn't help but think about the eye twitching. And she's like, "Oh, you're upset because of this." And he's like, "No, I'm not. No, don't do that." It's kind of tough because like I feel like you have to kind of like evaluate your thoughts at that point. Like, was I thinking that? Was I upset by the thing I said? I didn't think I was. To give you an example, last night we were doing a function, at a get together, and I was cleaning up a bunch, and she wasn't able to. She just wasn't feeling well, right? So I was doing a bunch of cleaning, and there was a lot of stuff going on, and it was a busy night, and I was frustrated, right? But I wasn't like upset because I understood the situation, We had our kids running around, and it was one of those kind of moments. And I got off work, and I don't have a physical job, but I was kind of doing things all day, so I wasn't happy, but I wasn't upset by any means. It was fine. I was just gonna kind of coast on through. But then we get into an argument near the end of the night, and I can't even remember how it started. But she kept saying that I was being passive aggressive toward her because I was mad about doing the cleaning up, and I kept telling her that I wasn't. I wasn't like that at all. I wasn't mad at her, but what I don't like, and I have a problem with this, is I hate when I feel like I'm like doing things for somebody, and it's like a bunch of things, and I know it's not transactional, but if I'm like supporting that person, I know they're not feeling well, and I'm doing what I can to take care of them throughout the day and do the things that they need to do, and then they turn around and go, "Hey, you're being passive aggressive, or you're being," I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to do my best here. I misplaced my daughter's glasses amongst all the hoo ha. She gave them to me because she was running around, and they're kind of loose right now. We're waiting so we can actually get them fixed, and then or replaced hopefully. And she gave them to me, and I forgot where I put them, just amongst everything else. I can't remember what I was doing. I think I was just cleaning up at the time. And we get in the car, and I'm trying to get the kids in the car, and she tells me she doesn't have her glasses, and I gotta go back in there. And then my significant other, she's just like, we can't lose those glasses. They're really expensive to replace, and you can't, just kind of be all willy nilly with them. And I kept trying to tell her it wasn't like that. I was just super busy. I just totally forgot. Thankfully, I found them. I put them in a bag with a bunch of our other stuff, just like diapers and stuff like that. So I put them somewhere good, safe. I just totally forgot about it. The bag was already in the car and everything. So go past me. I totally forgot, but thankfully, past version of Travis put it in a good place. And we get in the car, and I don't even know. It was already tense. We already kind of going back and forth between each other a little bit. And then my daughters, they wanted to sleep in our room again. And right now, we don't have a lot of space in there. So I just, I, that often means I'll have to sleep in like their room instead. Um, and that night, I just didn't want to. I just wanted to kind of be in my own room, and just kind of chill out. And I kept saying to them, "Not tonight, not tonight." And I don't think I explained it clearly enough in the beginning. But that was why I. But we blew up and we got into a big fight about it. I can't even exactly remember all the details. And the crazy thing is, like, again, like I wasn't like building up in rage to that point, right? Where like, it wasn't like that. It was more like I just want to get through it. I just want to get through it. I'm not trying to, I'm just trying to squash it. So it started to be like when she started to bring up things, I can't remember what they were. I would just kind of be like, okay, whatever. I'm just not, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm not sure. Whatever you want, just do it, right? Whatever. And maybe that is passive aggressive. I don't know. I just was just trying to get through. I didn't want to. I just didn't want to elevate anymore. And I think I finally told her. I had to explain myself why I needed to be in my own room after that night. I had told her like I just been doing a lot all day. Like right after work, just kind of rolling right into it. And I'm just tired and I'm sore. I just want to just relax. And she's asking me why I wasn't clear with her in the beginning. And like at the time, I was just my mind was still in a curled up in a little ball. I was just trying to process. And I told her that before too. I'm over here. I'm just trying to can you just give me some time to just just regroup here, please. It wasn't happening. It just was not happening. But again, I never reached that level. It was never like that. So, anyways, fast forward. I'm in my daughter's bed now. it's, uh, it's smaller, so not comfortable for me, but it's not bad. But she has the boy, so there. So we both get to be uncomfortable. So so in short, that's how I feel most times relationships are. It's not you don't want to haul off and hit each other. It's things like this. I don't even know if this was a good fight or a bad fight or what's gonna happen. I never know anymore. I don't know. I know we have a lot to work on, definitely for myself, but no, it's not like Turner levels. And I see Tom, and I don't. I could be wrong. Who knows, right? But I don't see that. But anyways, I get the whole eye twitching thing and inner feelings compared to what people perceive. Anyways, all right, I'm done.